Hey there, fellow dragons and dragonesses. I'm Dragon MC, and welcome to another episode. As you may or may not know, there are two fundamental laws to govern our reality. We have the laws of physics, and we have the laws of quantum mechanics. And quantum mechanics can be quite confusing and quite weird. And I'm not going to try and deny that because they are very weird, but I'm going to try and explain them using Minecraft. So let's start, shall we? So we're going to start with the uncertainty principle, and this basically states that if we know the position of an atom, or which is a very small particle, we do not know its momentum, and that basically means that if we know its momentum or how fast it's traveling, it also means that we can't find out where it's positioned. So it's kind of that's one of the first quirks that makes quantum mechanics really hard to understand. So we're going to start nice and simple with this demonstration here. So if we launch an object, a particle like that, all the way down our track here, and it'll make its way back into the machine again when these lights come on, like that, that means that we can launch it again. So basically, if we fire the object, just like that, you'll see that it goes along, right? We can calculate where it is, okay? So let's say we say, oh yeah, I found that the particle is here. It's on this block, right? But that means we cannot see how fast it's traveling. That means that, yes, it is on this block as of right now, but we don't know how fast it's traveling. It could be traveling at the speed of light. It could be traveling as slow as a snail. We wouldn't know. All we know that it's here. And this works just the other way around. So if we fire it again, okay, yeah, it's gone that fast. So we can calculate its velocity, and we'll say that, okay, it's moving, let's say, 5 blocks a second, right? So from here to, say, about here, right, it's moved there to there in a second, but we cannot calculate where it is in that second, basically. So in the middle of that second, we cannot tell where it is. We only know that it's going 5 blocks a second, but we cannot tell where it is in that second. And this can annoy lots of people, because lots of people say, oh, we have to know where it is. It's there, and it's going this fast, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. But that's quantum mechanics for you. It's quantum mechanics. It's the uncertainty principle. You cannot know where it is if you know how fast it's traveling, or vice versa. So the uncertainty principle it's a weird one. I'm not going to deny this is a weird one. It is very strange, though. So let's actually move on to the next one. Now to describe wave functions. And I had a different experiment lined up for this, but it was a bit biased because the randomizer wasn't working. So this way I'm going to describe it like this, and this basically also ties into the Schrödinger equation. What this basically means is that if we have a particle, right, and I'm not looking at it, if I can't see it, I know it's behind me, but I can't see it, right? It means that it will act accordingly to the Schrödinger equation. So I can use the Schrödinger equation to find out how that particle will act. But the minute I look at it, right, it reverts, the wave function collapses in on itself and reverts to a single point in space. So if that was a particle and we look away from it, right, let's say the Schrödinger equation makes it spread out, right? So that slime ball is going to start spreading out in space-time, and then, but if we look at it, it refocuses back into a single point in space here, and that spreading out wave is the wave function and is controlled by the Schrödinger equation. So if I had to make a guess, wave functions collapsed again. If I had to make a guess, it is the simplest thing to understand in quantum theory or quantum mechanics. Mostly because it actually kind of makes sense. It's not too illogical, but it's still really weird. It's still really, really weird that if we look away from it, it uses one set of rules, but when we look back, reverts back to normal. Yeah, it's strange. So if you haven't guessed already, wave function is basically a particle's properties according to the Schrödinger equation, but then when we look at it, it reverts back to its normal equation. So even if I do this, right, I can't see the slime ball. So right now it's evolving according to the Schrödinger equation, but the minute I look at it, reverts back to a single point in space. So although it might be hard to prove, it does exist. Wave function does exist. evidence to support it. I'm not gonna read it out here, but you can go Google wave function if you want. Stuff might come up, but this is basically the easiest thing to understand in quantum mechanics. Okay, now this is another relatively easy stuff, another relatively easy thing, but it's still quite confusing and quite illogical if you think about it. And it's basically superposition and entanglement. So, I need to get a cat. Because yes, this is Schrodinger's cat. I couldn't do a video on quantum mechanics without doing Schrodinger's cat. So we have a cat in a box. And below it, there is a dispenser full of splash potions of arming. A one splash potion is enough to kill the cat, basically. So this is a randomizer here. I have a randomizer here. And if we put our volume all the way down, and if we actually, what we actually have to do is fill up our inventory. Give me a second. Okay, I've got myself some barriers here. So if we were to just fill up my entire inventory with barriers, like so, that means we cannot pick up anything else. And what it means by this is that if the cat were to die and it were to drop something, then we wouldn't be able to pick it up, so we wouldn't know if the cat had died or not. So let's go. So if we press this button once, bop, right? So I'm not looking around, because if the cat has died and if the potion has been dispensed, there'll be particles around. So I've got to wait a while before, so that if it has been the potion has been dispensed, the particles will go away. So let's look around, right? So the cat could be in there, the cat could be not, and this basically means that. So we are now the cat, the dispenser, the redstone, everything that's involved in this contraption. We're all entangled now, right? So it could have been the dispenser could have been triggered, the potion could have been dispensed, the cat could have died, or it hasn't. So this ties into wave function as well, and it basically means that until we look at the cat, or we look inside the box, that it could be the cat is both alive and the cat is both dead at the same time. And this is a very common way of looking at quantum mechanics, that the cat is alive and dead at the same time, and that's superposition. So basically, superposition means that it can be in two states at once. So if I was the cat, I would be alive and dead at the same time. So put it this way, right? Let's say you're in a cave in Minecraft, and you leave your computer, or you leave your whatever you're playing Minecraft on, right? And before you come back, right, basically, you could have been killed by a zombie or a creeper or anything, or you could not have been. And it basically means that the skeleton of the zombie or the creeper, right, they're entangled with you and your Minecraft and everything like that. And it basically means that it's in both states. So the cat is both alive and dead at the same time, and we're all entangled in that. So until I look inside it, I am me, I am one of me, and when I look inside, everything becomes untangled. So the reason we're entangled is because the redstone could have fired, and I've said this before, I'm just rambling on at this point. I don't want to open the box because it's like really suspenseful. The cat has died. Okay, basically the cat died. What that basically means that so basically the wave function is collapsed. The cat is 100 million billion% dead. It is not alive, and that means that the wave function is collapsed. The superposition has been destroyed. We are no longer entangled. But what we can do is press that again. Whoop. Yeah. Is that gonna go? I've been having this problem with dispensers lately, that they're not firing like they should. Well, if the randomizer isn't working, well then that's bad. So I don't want that. So let's yeah, no, the randomizer is working. That's good. So the cat is 100 million% dead. Nothing is entangled anymore, and that basically means that we can do that. So let's actually repeat the experiment So if we just put a cat back in here, it's a spotty Catmogami. We can now press this button. We cannot look at the cat. We cannot look at the box until the particles, if there are particles, until the particles have cleared. And we have our inventory full, so we don't pick up any items if the cat has dropped anything like string. So I think that's been long enough. We can look around again, right? So now the cat is in a superposition. It is both alive and it's both dead at the same time, and we can't tell what it's like until we open it up. So basically, it's now evolving due to the Schrodinger equation, and it's in a superposition, so it's alive and dead at the same time. We're all entangled. So the cat is entangled with me, and it's entangled with the redstone in a quantum sense, not physically, but quantumly. If you get what I mean. It's kind of hard to describe, but if you get what I mean, you'll understand. So let's open it up. Cat's still there. That means that everything has collapsed. Wave functions collapsed. Superpositions collapsed. We're no longer entangled. We can press the button again. Repeat the experiment. I think that's been long enough. We can look around. We can open it up. Cat's still alive. Oh, hello. Have to... There we go. Now, if we press this again, cat is either alive and dead. It's in a superposition. We don't know what it's like. We don't know what it's in. Cat's still alive. Is this actually dispensing? I have to... Is this thing dispensing or not? Oh, there we go. Yeah. It's still alive? What? Yeah. So basically, every time I press this button, I'm not looking at it. I don't know if the cat's been killed or not. This cat is... Why does it only dispense when it's up? There we go. Right. Now the cat has died. So now you know what superposition is. I hope my ramblings have basically told you what it means. Basically means that it's in two states at the same time. Entanglement means that we're quantumly entangled. Basically, the cat can be alive or dead at the same time. We don't know, because I'm going to do that for the sake of symmetry. We don't know if it's alive and dead. So basically, if we don't know, then it's both. And we also have our wave function, basically, so if we're not looking at the particle, we're not looking at the slime ball, it's evolving due to the Schrodinger equation. And then when we look back at it, it basically reverts to a single point in space. And finally, bringing us all the way back to the start of the video, we have the uncertainty principle, which basically means that, yes, I can say that the slime ball is here, but I can't tell how fast it's going. Or I can tell, yes, how fast it's going, but I can't tell where it is. So I hope you enjoyed today's video about me trying to teach you how quantum physics works using Minecraft. Yeah, it's a stupid, absolutely stupid idea for a video, but I had to do it, so I did it, and I hope you've learned something, and that my ramblings were easy enough to understand, but I hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you liked it, you can leave a like in it, and if you really liked it, make sure to subscribe. But my name is DragonMC, and I'm out.